Hey now,
everybody. We're back to another episode of Straight No Chasing Cowboys podcast with yours truly, D Brown and my guy JC. What's up, fellas? How you feeling?
happy Thanksgiving, gents.
Happy
Feeling pretty good. Happy
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. A lot to be thankful about. A lot. So, I know you guys have things going on in your respective worlds. I'm sure there's to equally be thankful about, man. But I'm also thankful that we're doing another episode, Straight No Chasing.
There you go, JC. What you got for the
right
people?
on. My man, Thanksgiving, right? Okay, now, in fairness, right, we got to admit the white man takes a lot of crap, except less than everybody else on the whole planet. And we got to give them credit for Thanksgiving and what it kicked off. It kicked off one of the most enduring traditions, the most unbreakable traditions of American society, and that's eminent domain. Eminent domain, boys and girls. That means that the government can take your land. Now, as in the case of 400 years ago, we're going to take your land. All right. But hey, listen, there's going to be recompense. Look at what we got. Look what we brought for you. Whiskey, tobacco. You guys are going to love this. We got some blankets for you. They're kind of shaky. You might want to run through spin cycle a couple of times. And the coup de grace, beads, shiny beads. Now, in exchange for that, we're going to get Manhattan. Peace out. All right. Hey, listen, and in the long run, it's going to work out too, because we're going to get New York, Texas, and California. Y'all are going to get New Mexico and the Dakotas. Enjoy. Right? You know what I'm saying? Have fun with that, man. But DB's right, man. A lot to be thankful for, man. Thankful to be on the show. Thankful to, have 2 feet in a heartbeat. And of course, as always, as the standard has been drastically lowered in my life, be out on bond.
JC and bringing like JC. So we got a great show for y'all lined up, man. You see, I got my Cam Newton Pilgrim hat on, commemorating Thanksgiving. I had to step out a little, put a little extra out there for y'all boys. So all right, man. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. If we gonna say
you look like a dude from Justified. You look like a cooler version of the dude from Justified, right?
Okay, you goddamn
spilling bourbon, shooting motherfuckers.
So man, so JC was right last week.
Yes, he was. Let's start with that.
Yeah, let's give JC his flowers. He said it's a game we can grind out and win, and the score was a little higher than he thought. But hey, JC, I'm gonna give you your flowers, man. That was a great prediction last week.
100%. That was
dreams come true.
Yes.
When you wish upon a star.
Oh man. Mad props to our guy JC because he nailed it. I missed as bad as Sammy Sosa on a Pedro Martinez, cut fastball. But man, let me tell you something. It was the wildest. That's one of the wildest Cowboy games. That's one of the wildest Cowboys games I've seen in probably 20 years. And I've seen a lot of crazy innings. I grew up in the Staubach era, so I saw some wild innings to some wild games, right? Saw some wild innings to some wild games on Thanksgiving in the Staubach era. So, but man, that one last week against Washington, who Dallas used to play every year on Thanksgiving, forever. That was one of the wildest games, man, especially one of the wildest half of a game I've ever seen, because that was a 3-3 game at halftime. A 3-3 game. I mean, both teams trying to outmid the other one. I mean, they kind of moving the ball a little bit between the 20s, get around, then we had, at the beginning, fellas, I'm thinking, okay, here we go. How the Cowboys going to cowboy this one, right? Come out. Couple of nice looking play designs, couple of nice looking plays. You got your boy JC, your schoolmaker, got him in the mix. Nice little play action, a couple of nice little, you know what I mean? We did unfortunately see the now hated what's our play to CD Lamb?
CD Lamb, jet sweep.
Jet sweep, man. They need to bury that until 2026. God almighty. I mean, it was like a third or fourth play, and we already on the jet sweep. We didn't even wait till the second quarter to hit him with it. And we getting field goals blocked, we getting drop passes in the red. And I'm like, okay, here we go. It's true to form. Cowboys going Cowboy. And the Washington, like my man said, the Commodores was like, hold my beer. And they go out, and it is the biggest snooze fest of an ugly game for a half. And then the second half comes around, and the world opens up. Cooper Rush is actually looking like an NFL starting quarterback. He's firing darts around the field to multiple people, by the way. Welcome to the action, Jalen Tolbert. Span forward. There's your guy.
You're hyping.
And forward.
Hyping. He did his thing last week.
Yeah. But and man, I was reminded, because I thought about JC when he caught a couple of passes. I'm like, man, that's a big ass dude, man. I mean, dog, he looks like out there with
big ass hyphenated motherfucker.
Big dude, man. But
I mean, he is a big dude.
Yeah, but man, what was interesting. One, the W is always good, right? But what I liked that I didn't expect was the effort and the consistency defensively. Yeah. Boys, I mean, they kind of carried that to get the second week going. I mean, Michael was doing Michael, but I mean, you've got some unsungs out there. Shout out to my man, what's cornerback Butler.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what 10 passes defense? I mean, the kid stood up. I mean, there's no other way.
7 tackles.
Yeah,
I mean, he tackled really.
So I mean, it just makes sense. I go back to JC's prediction because they had so many people out. I mean, impactful people that make this thing a good football team, and then they go out and roll an effort out like that, have a second half of offense like that. Now they tried to cowboy it up, at the end with the play to McLaurin, and I'm like, here we go. The Cowboys gonna try to cowboy. 33
there it is.
86 yards. Keep them in front and tackle, and we get out of Washington, we win. What do they do on the first snap? And he run. Man, I went back and watched that play like 5 times. Man, the fact that it wasn't the catch. It's
the after, yeah.
The sideline ball, and he literally ran through 5 Cowboys.
Ran inside
in the end zone. I said, boy, if this ain't the most 2024 Cowboy shit that could possibly happen. And then again, Washington, not to be outdone, hold my beer.
Hold my beer.
And then they took my fairway medal, which is god awful, and tried that extra point. I say, man, he shanked these shit out of it. It was the wackiest game I've ever seen, but yes. Cowboys get a win. I mean, I'll give them credit because Lord knows, and I'm gonna put it on air, man. My SOB prediction on Facebook was 48-10, and boy, that was I couldn't be happier to be more incorrect because W is a W is a W. I know we're talking about it going forward on today's matchup. I still think that this season is, an abysmal season. But hey, a broken clock is right twice a day. So
there you go.
I'm gonna land it right there. I mean, hey, man, I'll take the moment for what it was. It was crazy. They tried to screw it up, but they got out of there to win. And even as crazy as this season has been, wins still feel good. And with that, I'll throw it to my man JC.
I'll say this real quick, and I'll kick it to JC. To our credit of our picks, if you watch them play, man, the 49ers, the soon to be almost Redskins. I don't know if y'all been seeing the news. There's been a petition they can start selling Redskins paraphernalia again.
Really?
The Navajo people were saying that they were never offended by that. So as we know, if you guys are behind the 8-ball, America's about to unwokeify like an MF. Yeah. A lot of stuff that were implemented in 2020 are about to get walked back. So free game from your boy C. Franks. So just watch it. But anyway, they're still gonna be called the commodes, as JC affectionately says. But they are now going to be able to resell Redskins paraphernalia now, so it's not banned anymore. So, FYI, free game to the listening audience out there. But the Redskins, I'm calling Redskins now. The Mama Land Redskins, I'm calling Redskins. They did everything possible to keep that game 3-3. We gave that thing up like old girl at 2:00 at the club. Just gave that thing up. Like that was our game to get smoked.
Yeah.
Couldn't get nothing going offensively. Like you say, couldn't capitalize on third. Just, quick threes and outs. It just was a game that it was to be on the road to have your ass whooped. And they just refused to whoop that ass. And I'm just like, okay. So we down, you say it's 3-3. I'm like, what the hell am I looking at? Right. So as you say, going forward, now I got to give a lot of credit to the resiliency of, our defense. I talked about that in our chat, man. That's something we haven't seen in like 2 decades. A dominating defense, whereas a nasty football game, and we won it because our defense. Can anybody on the panel tell me last time you remember saying it about the Cowboys?
Been a minute, man. It's been a damn long time.
It's been a damn long time. With our stellar defense we had last year, what was the story all year long? We only doing it against bad teams. We only doing it in the league. And
only if we rush the passer, because we weren't lining up and stopping nobody.
Correct. It just was nasty. It was intentional. And it was great to watch. I'm hoping we tank. Personally, I make no bones about it, but I was very proud to see that we got some nuts. And that's something, again, defensively, you can't say about us for a long time. We had some damn nuts. And you know what happens when the defense shows nuts? It's infectious. Everybody else want to come step up to the standard. Because it's like it gets to a point where you can't keep hanging your defense out there. Let's go out there and make a play. And that's what started happening. So much so, at the very end, Kevontae Turpin, after dropping the damn thing, locating it, hit the little circle, PlayStation 5, beginner spin move, hit his damn head on the goalpost. Like, those things happen. When you create opportunity, those things happen. When you come out lethargic, you come out, woe is me, you go and you see CD bitching that Dak all game long. Guess what? Don't nobody want to make a play because you feel that cloud, that dark cloud is over everything. But when everybody fighting, Kevontae like, fuck it, I'm going to go make a play. And that's what you saw happen. And that's what happens when you provide opportunity, man. So I was proud to see the Cowboys at least and not lay down like some hoes. So let me say that. JC, you got the floor.
Not lay down.
Man, speaking of the Redskins, there's a new series out on Prime. It's called Cross, and it stars Cliff Frank's doppelganger, Aldous Hodge. You may remember him as MC Ren in Straight Outta Compton, and the really cool brother on that show, Leverage. They said in that show that apparently Redskin paraphernalia in public schools is banned. Well, you know what? They need to fire off an initiative to ban Commodore gear now, right? You know what I'm saying? To ban Commander gear now after that shit. I tell you what, you talk about a hold my beer moment. Hey, I hold my own fucking beer. That Kevontae Turpin spin move.
Yeah.
Woo! Man, talk about shook. Oh, my God. What was so beautiful about it was that you knew, because they had the graphic against the Texians where he reached 23 miles an hour, right? Yeah. On that slant pass, right? And so I've always thought the coolest thing, football's such a beautifully, aesthetically beautiful game, speed to power. I can remember, seeing cats, right? And the Turpin thing brought this back to my brain pan, so to speak. So Turpin is literally, and you can almost hear the announcer say it, right? He's at his own 40 and he's gone.
Oh, yeah.
Just new.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and there's dudes that have an angle on him, and I'm thinking 23 miles an hour. He's gone.
Yeah.
Right? Peace out. And I'm out.
Yep.
Right? And then the Wanye thing, right? Which it's just, again, it was the most absurd game. I think Brad Sham said during the broadcast, the game is officially drunk now. Right? Like, it's just was so absurd, right? That's a great line. Great line. Just a great line, right?
That's a great line.
And I remember thinking about it, and so watching, and I kind of turned around. I missed the Wanye deal, right? And turned back around, but then, right, I'm thinking, okay, you see him and he takes off, right? And he's going to score. And then and just for a second, when I looked at the replay, I'm like, I see, 14 seconds, 15 seconds on the clock, right? And so actually, he should have did the fucking Westbrook thing and fall down, right? So they could take a knee. Wouldn't that have been a bitch if, boom, touchback, 15 seconds left, right? Touchback, 15 seconds left, right? 25-yard pass completed up to like, their 40. And Daniels was back there running around and shit. And Noah Brown's sneaking onto the field. And you know what I'm saying? And then they, and then of course, they get a touchdown. Daniels just rolls in on QB keeper. Hey, we go to overtime, but which would have been crazy because of the difficulties that both kicking games were having. The missed kick wasn't on the kicker for the extra point. Okay, that was on the holder. But now that screwball 51-yarder, that was all the kicker. There ain't nobody get a hand on that. He just straight up flubbed it. Yeah, right? It was like he just straight up flubbed it. I think that it's just a lot of the little things that we talked about that they actually stayed with the run game. And I tell you what, man, that Rico Dowdle is a very effective pass catcher. Very effective pass catcher. You're starting to see and realize what they're doing with the offense. And this is something to look for, boys and girls. When it's third down and they go single back 4 receivers, right? If the back is Lemke or Elliott, he's staying in to protect. All right. Mm-hmm. If it's Dowdle, he's running a hook up right in the middle of the field, right? And you see this happen time and time again. And I can dig it. It's actually sound structure and play calling. I mean, I always knew, as a head coach, if we had protection problems, I would put a fullback back there right next to the QB and keep him as his personal protector, just to kind of help clean up the trash, as we say. They did that, and it worked. Again, you saw, this is what we talked about. We had talked about last week about how we wanted to see Brooks to see what the deal with Brooks was. Well, He comes out, he does some good things, but he also, that's the thing with exposure. We get to see the full picture. Okay, it's looking good. Then he also had a flub or two, all right, that he screwed up on, right? And you're like, okay. And you start to say, well, maybe this is why this guy was, so lightly regarded coming out of school. And so the jury's still out. Can he play? Possibly. That's what in these audition type setups, and that's kind of what we'll refer to them as. Again, in standings wise, nothing to play for a team, but always something to play for as a player where you're under that microscope. You know what I'm saying? Really, man, what you want to see right now, it's almost preseason-esque, but not quite. You just want to see that they don't blow it, that they can be consistent and not blow it. You're not going to keep a guy that makes splash plays and then falls down on inside releases. Okay, listen, hey, former receiver here. Before I lost what little speed I had and became QB, falling down never works on any route. It's terrible. It's the worst strategy you can have on a route. You don't see it, right? None of this. You fall down, he gets picked up, you score, you hop up and you go, my bad. My bad, some shit. Are you kidding? This is the NFL, man. Get your ass up off the ground. So you got to watch it. You got to watch in total, as they say, what these quote unquote auditioning players are doing. But yes, I agree, man. And I'll land it like this. I share y'all sentiments in so many ways, so many areas of life. Style, brown liquor, football, things of that nature. And I agree with what we've talked about privately, that, hey, you do want the best possible draft position. So I look at it like this. I can't lose because if they win, I'm a happy man. If they lose, I'm like, oh, well, just went up a couple of pegs in the top 10. You know what I'm saying? So you could try to, like Longshank said, a good leader finds the silver lining in everything, right? You know what I mean? Like you find a good how you can find it. And that's really where I'm at with it, man. If they win, I'm juiced. I'll watch all the highlight films and all that stuff. I'm not afraid to turn on the different talk shows, or they're going to trash the Cowboys because the Cowboys got a dub. But if they lose, cool. I'll go radio silence and just look forward to hooking up my draft board.
There you go. That's the long and short of it. And real quick, let's do some house cleaning. Man, we are 12 listeners deep, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to Straight No Chaser. As always, man, y'all hit the like button, man. It costs you nothing. But if you do want to put something on it, man, shout out to Cheesemo TV putting 5 on it. Shout out to Loonies. You know what they get you over here? You can get your own commercial shown, bro.
Welcome to Machismo TV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Subscribe to Machismo TV and Saul T-Balls. We stream daily from 12 midnight to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the best male-centric content. Highlight reels without reviewing or providing any editorial bias to the content. We have done so much, with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything, with nothing.
And shout out to Machismo TV getting to 25,000 subscribers.
Hey, 12 to 8. 12 to 8, they need Bang Energy Drink and Adderall to be their sponsors if they're kicking it for 8 hours like that, man. That's good stuff.
Man, they be up late, man, with the streams, man. So,
that's good stuff.
That's awesome, man.
And every Sunday, they let me go over there and talk my ish, man. So, shout out to Machismo TV, man.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir. All right, so let's move forward. So, we talked about that drunken game last week.
The drunk game, I love it.
You know, it's one of the ones you just ate, man.
The drunk bowl.
Yeah, the drunk bowl of 2024. So let's move forward to the nothing bowl. There you go, JC. That's the spirit. Let's move forward to playing against our not so rivals, the New York Football Giants that we talking about backstage, a part of a bum ass coalition of New York franchises who just swear that the sun is always shining brighter in New York. So I personally take a lot of pride in beating down on New York teams, no matter what sport we're talking. So we're going against the Giants.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's definitely fun to shatter their ego. Because let people from New York tell it, and sorry to my New York subscribers, y'all act like y'all have the epitome of culture in every facet. And I'm saying, hey, the 1990s call, they want their bravado back. Y'all ain't got the juice no more, dog. Don't nobody wear Timbs. Don't nobody dress up like New York people. Like y'all juice left in the 90s. I can't argue with you. Everybody wanted to be like Big. Everybody wanted to be, with that New York swagger. That day has come and gone, my friend. But anyway, so we play against the Giants with a little bit of quarterback controversy, got rid of Danny Dimes there. Heir apparent to Eli Manning. Didn't quite work out that way. Secret to no one, if you actually watch football, there's no way you thought that Danny Dimes was going to be anything next level. But here we go. We're playing against a bad Giants team as a bad Cowboy team. Gentlemen, some of the insights we see going forward on this Thanksgiving football game today.
They need to get a home win, man. And looking how this thing lays out, if there's any opportunity to do that, and to continue in what little joy last week provided, this would actually be a nice capper, because the games are so close, and a continuation of what would be a good feel-good week for a team and an organization and a fan base that needs it, right? If you're going to have an opportunity to get one, outside of the very late effort against Baltimore, where you had a puncher's chance to win that game, but man, the rest of these games haven't been competitive at all. They've got some ridiculous record going for the Cowboy franchise of home losses, averaging 24 points per contest. This has been, I think we alluded to it last week, in my estimation, the worst Cowboy season from that perspective ever. And I didn't even know that stat existed before last week. So this is like Cliff, you put it perfectly. This is a bad Cowboys team that is playing an even worse Giants team. So when you put that in the formula, I need bad to beat worse. That's basically what needs to happen. From the Dallas perspective, you're getting a couple of pieces back. Well, most notably, Brandon Cooks is back after basically having not played after week 1. I didn't realize that I knew his loss or his absence would be impactful, would be felt. Didn't realize quite how much until, the last, 10 weeks he's been out. So 9-10 weeks or so. So it'll be good to see him back. I think Diggs, who's not altogether healthy, but I think Diggs is back on the field today. And I just, in all honesty, man, I would like to see more of the same in terms of heart against this, god-awful Giants team. for probably one of the few times this season, especially at home, man, go out there and beat their ass because you're the better team.
Correct.
That's one of the few times we're going to be able, it may be the last time we'll be able to say that this season. So, I mean, kind of take that carryover feeling, that you had in the locker room in Washington and on the flight back and probably in this short week of practice. Carry that on the field, in this home effort and take that out and, and put some things together for this home game, man, and get a win. I mean, you feel good about yourself. Now, if they lose, I would imagine that the decibel level for Stephen A. Smith will probably break a personal record. Because he will go in like nobody's business if they lose this game. And let's be clear, because this is straight no chasing. We keep it a bean on this show. Can they lose this game? You damn right they can. So, this I'm not going into this with quite of the now patented Cliff Franks. We should beat. I would look. This is more tempered with I would like to beat their ass. So, yeah. I mean, I hope they beat their ass, but can they lose this game? Yes. They can Keystone Cowboy this thing up enough to screw it up. The Giants are coming in with rookie Drew Lock, getting his first start. So you got there's a lot of things in play here. That's not a very good football team. You've got a rookie quarterback starting. You got a defense that's shown some real nuts and some real heart in the last couple of weeks. Like my man JC was saying, showing some pride, boy. So there's more of that. More of that. And specifically, I want to see Rico get off more because that's been my guy. I love the way Rico finished his runs. So they started to show some things in that Washington game that they paid attention to. It was I think great on JC's part to talk about even in the formation setup, some of the things to look for. More of that. And the big thing is for once, especially against this team, man, finish drives. The whole 20s to 20s.
That's a whole bunch right there.
Yeah, that 20s to 20s, that's literally like watching the same episode of CSI, 50 times. I really want to see a different ending, right? I want to see a different episode. I want to see them finish drives. I love Brandon Aubrey, even though he had kind of a shaky week last week. But I don't want to see him as much this week. I want to see him kicking extra points.
I call those Cowboy touchdowns.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, just finish drives. You've got one of your explosive elements back in Brandon Cooks. Good to see him, contribute to the fold. Ride that Rico horse, and finish drives and beat a team that you should line up and beat at home to at least get one home win this season. And for the first time since the Packers debacle in last year's playoffs.
Let me add this real quick before JC let you cook. So to add to your point, how beatable we are. So to be a 2-9 team, their scores go like this: 37 L, and that was a bad loss. But 20-17, Panthers lost. 22-27, Commanders lost. 18-26, Steelers lost. Now this was a bad one. 28-3, Eagles lost. 17-7, Bengals lost. They beat the Seahawks 29-20. They lost us the first time, 20-15. They beat the Browns 21-15. They lose to the Commanders 21-18. Vikings bad loss 28-6.
The 7 field goal game.
Yeah. So listen, this team.
Yeah, the epic 7 field goal game. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. That's like us. But
the 7 field goal offensive explosion. Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, how far have they fallen, right? They can't make routine kicks now. But boy, back then it was 7 field goals in a dub. You know what I mean?
There you go. Yeah, I mean, so this team is capable to hang around in a football game.
Yeah.
So all things considered, they got a lot of young talent that's not cultivated. They got a lot of questions. But so to Darren's point, if we look at the schedule beside 3 runouts, this team can hang around a football game. So let's understand what we get into going, into AT&T this weekend. JC, what you got?
Illustration.
Man, I'm feeling exactly what y'all are saying about performing at home. Okay. Look, the cat, all right, that brings his wife, his 3 kids to the game every week. The cat that works 70 hours a week and knocks out about 60 grand a year, okay, and spends 10 grand on season tickets, right? Jerseys and $11 Mountain Dews and shit like that. Look, they owe that guy something, man. Let me tell you something. Those dudes built the freaking stadium. All right? And you know who I'm talking about. Jerry ought to be freaking fluent in Spanish by now. All right? It's time to give the home team, the fans, right? And I'll be honest, man, go out to AT&T, man. Look, I'll tell you right now, if all 3 of us went out there, okay, and we had seats, we'd have to sit like this. I'm telling you, because y'all are big guys. You know, I'm a medium-sized guy at 6 foot and 2 1/4. After today, probably about 230. It's not a very enjoyable experience, but you think about the family that goes out there and they're actually creating memories and stuff. Hey, when we went to these games, so forth, and the time that we had, the spectacle, and it's a freaking mall with a football field in it, right? Where you buy stuff, right? Like it literally costs $5 to take a step. I mean, they owe that crew something. Okay. I mean, it is about pride, Boyle, for sure, no doubt about it. And I like you get these feelings, right? And it could be deja vu. Look, picking the Cowboys last week, man, that was just luck. You know what I'm saying? Broken clock type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like DB was saying, but I had a feeling about it though. Okay. I had a feeling about it. Like you get these feelings, and I think it's, when you're as old as I am, and I'm in my early hundreds, I'm an old dude. Okay. You get these feelings about games that you've seen before. You've seen the style of game, kind of how it plays out, right? And I got to tell you, boys, I got to flip the script feeling about today from what y'all were talking about, This is one of those that, hey, they could F around and find out, as they say. You know what I'm saying? The Cowboys could totally blow this one. And I kind of have that feeling like, oh, man, because they got some guys. They got a few guys over there, man. Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau, Burns, okay? The guys they have defensively are pretty good. I like Malik Neighbors. I like the kid in the 4th round that they drafted, the running back, right? I think I called him Henry last week. I think it's Terry Jr. or something like that. But, like, he's a good football player. And then they got another slot receiver that they picked up also in the 4th round that catches a ton of passes for him. A ton, right? They kind of augment Neighbors with him. I mean, we all know they got tons of needs, all right? Geez, they need a tight end so bad. And, again, they got other needs. But it's ultimately, it's an NFL game, and this is, as I've said before so many times, this is why we watch, right? This is just when you think, and I've done this so many times. I watched, there was a game, this must have been about 4 or 5, maybe 6 years ago, and it was Denver and Indianapolis, and they're both just absolutely going nowhere, right? And it was a game that didn't get flexed for some reason, right? Both teams are going absolutely nowhere, right? And you see the game, and like I have a still picture of it, man. It's 2 terrible teams, but you see the game, and I forgot the running back's name, man. You see him hurdle 2 guys, right? But yet these teams are trash. But you got brothers out there hurdling cats in the NFL. This is why we watch the NFL, man. The quality is there. I love college football. And I got, a couple of friends that, college football is way better than the pros. Yeah, man, if you like, band music and shit, and stuff like that, yeah, it is. But the quality of play, if you're a real football purist, come on, man. This is the NFL. All right, these are all of them. They are bad boys. All right, they are bad boys in the NFL, and I am absolutely nervous about this one in terms of I do see the script flipping a little bit, and them saying, "Oh yeah, y'all think we're bad too." The old, they pay those guys too thing, right? They're going to come out, they're going to play. I said they got some guys defensively now. When the thing is that I call it the Talia Shire appearance, where she says, "You can't win," right? Like when you have like tell you like today, because like not only do they not have Daniel Jones, right? Who they released, their backup, Tommy DeVito is out, so they're going to the third guy. When you're going to your third quarterback, man, that's when Talia Shire shows up on your sideline. You can't win. You can't win. That's going to be the real struggle for them, is being able to piece together something offensively. Again, like I said, I like Brian Burns. I like Kayvon Thibodeau. What's not to like about Dexter Lawrence?
Right.
All right. Jesus, man. Like, man, seriously. He's a monster. And they got some young DBs and stuff that they're bringing along. It's typical shit that you go through, when you're trying to kind of rebuild and stuff. And I'm not going to say I feel bad for New York fan, all right? But there are pieces there, right? And I don't know, I'm sure they have plenty of ideas. I'm kind of struggling to see as to why they are just so putrid, why they are so bad. And I'll be honest, I think Dable's a pretty good coach, right? But they got interrupted, as it were, with their quarterback situation. All right. He had the really good year, going to be a free agent, didn't want to lose him, right off a cliff after that. And I don't understand why Daniel Jones fell off the cliff. He is athletic. I've seen him make some big time throws, but it's just overall performance. It's just been ungodly. It was terrible, right? And that really just, quarterback position, it really disrupts your franchise. And I think that's probably going to be the key today, is that the Giants have the guys, but the guy taking snaps, all right, Drew Lock from out of Missouri, continuing that Chase Daniels, Blaine Gabbert tradition, okay, out of Missouri, right? That's your position. All right, and to me, I'm going to go way back, and I'll tell you right now, Cliff, you won't remember this. DB, you will, all right? None of them can hold Nolan Cromwell's jock.
The great.
Okay. Now, Nolan Cromwell.
I like it.
Right? Nolan Cromwell. Okay, this is just a show, too. All right, once again, deference to the white man. White guys get moved from quarterback to DB as well.
Yeah.
All right. And Nolan Cromwell was an excellent white corner for the Los Angeles Rams. Tremendous athlete. He was an ops quarterback in Missouri. Anyway, I digress. That's the legacy, that Locke has to live up to. Tradition rich, or at least Daniels is rich. Yeah. Right? We all know his deal. So, and I just think it's one of those things where you're like, wow, they have guys, and you can even see it unfolding during the game. Like they come out, maybe the Giants come out, they're in the mix, they're playing ball. Oh, shit, got to go on offense again. And just the air just comes out of it. That's where the odds are really high against them, is a rotating, revolving door at the quarterback position. That's just so difficult, to overcome as a football team. We always talk about being able to score offensively in the NFL, showing teams you score. That, I think, is just really going to be the key today, regardless of how both teams come out.
Can I throw something in real quick, Cliff?
Go for it.
So that JC brought up a couple things that as a carryover, as tie-in to what I hope to see as a carryover from Sunday's game to now, going back to the run game. And when you talked about Rico and him finishing runs and being able to be a really reliable pass catcher out of the backfield and all those things, but gotta give some love to the offensive line. Washington's D line is pretty salty. Dallas gave a real
DTs.
Dallas gave a real good accounting of himself. That was one of the more, for me, unexpected good performances out of that game. Was that one of the reasons I predicted that Dallas would get their doors blown like I did, because I didn't think they would match up at all on the line of scrimmage. Washington's
Bass and Hoffman held up good. Bass and Hoffman held up real good.
Yes, and
Bass and Hoffman held up real good.
Yes, so your rooks held up really well. Your replacements held up really well.
Yep.
And pass pro and in the run game. I mean, Rico finished some runs well, but Rico had some holes to run through, to get to the second level and finish those runs too. So, and that, again, that's a pretty salty group. And I don't think there's anybody on any level that follows the game that would suggest that the New York front, defensive front, is anywhere near or regarded as highly as the Washington front defensively.
It's not bad though. It's not bad.
It's not bad. No, it's not bad. But I think most people would grade or rate that Washington front as a better overall unit and more disruptive, and more consistently disruptive than the Giants unit. So just as a carryover, I just wanted to throw that in there before we slide to the next element. I would love to see that carryover. I would love to see the commitment to that from McCarthy in the offensive play calling. It's like, hey man, because JC, that's when you see it on film, when you have success, then you go back and kind of see it on film and kind of justify those feelings. That's you want to kind of carry those things over, right? Especially in a season that when you've struggled mightily and had all, just all the woes that you've had, whatever it is that you've done successfully, you kind of want to carry that over. You want to keep doing it because this is one of the few feel good, elements or moments about your season. So, and you did it against, again, yeah, they're in the middle of a skid, but you did it against a team and against the front, if you're the offensive line, that was, pretty regarded as a pretty salty unit. So let's see some more of that, and some more of that aggression, because the run game is about attitude. The run game is firing off the ball and hitting people and moving people, because you want to. And let's see some more of that, man, and mix it up with some Rico, some play action, that short passing game. Look, more span forward, more Schoonmaker. Let's and lastly, I like what Cooper Rush did, which is kind of what we got on Dak Prescott about, and I like to see in this game is that for all of the misgivings and for all of the misery that we heaped on Cooper Rush after his first 2 starts, he did a really good job of spreading the ball around, right? I mean, there was certain emphasis on getting CD the ball, but, he was looking for span forward. He was looking for Schoonmaker. He was looking for Brooks. He was looking for Tolbert. I mean, he was your boy Mingo, Cliff. I mean, he even got him in the mix. So, I mean, the fact that he's not as reticent to, not throw the ball to these guys because they're not 88, I mean, there has to be that. There has to be this collective mentality of getting the job done, other than 88 in the pass game. Cooper did a pretty good job of that too. So I think if they are able, the Cowboys that is, offensively, to bring that over with some of the things they did well in terms of the run game and spread the ball around to the receivers, then maybe they can get, dare I say it, look, a consecutive win. Is that shit possible? We'll see.
You asking a lot, goddamn.
Right.
I think that, don't you guys get a sense? Don't you guys like breathe a sigh of relief? Maybe heave a sigh of relief when they get more than 1 or 2 yards on a run play. When they get like 4 or 5 on a run play, aren't you like, oh gosh, thank God it wasn't a loss of 2. Thank God it wasn't a 1 yard run.
More than second 5.
God, they didn't get 0, right? Like you see them get 4 or 5, and you're like, oh, okay, and that really speaks to, obviously, when you're hungry, any food is good, any decent food is good. But it also speaks to what we've talked about in terms of building an offense, right? And look, in terms of building and putting together drives, stringing together drives, and, you got your chunk pass plays, and you've got your base bread and butter, your run plays, and the thing is that with Rush at quarterback, defenses are set up, in your cover 2 looks that say, hey, you're going to have to string together a 12 to 13 play drive, okay, if you want to score a touchdown. And we know you're challenged to do it. We were talking last week on the about the 2015 season and how painful it was to watch when Romo went down. Teams simply said, hey, we may as well come out and fucking wing T. Just don't do anything stupid. These guys cannot score. They can't score. They can't. Seattle, a really good team, Seattle beat them like 12-7, right? You know what I mean? Like, because they knew these guys can't score. Protect the football and just let it play out. You know what I'm saying? Let it play out. And that's what we're talking about in terms of having a run game, right? And having a run game. These defenses are set up to play to say, all right, you're going to have to take it 12 or 13. We ain't going to let CD get deep. We're not going to let Turpin get deep in the limited opportunities that he has, right? And so it's kind of set up for you to do that. In other words, the lanes are a little bit more open to be able to run the ball. And if you could just get, 4, 5, passes to Rico, passes to Sponford. This is how you string together drives. And I love, the commentary. I don't want to throw it to Cliff to go further on this. The commentary about the CD jet sweep. All right. I love it because it's like, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. If you think they pay attention to him at wide receiver, you think they're going to be looking at him when he gets the ball on a handoff or lines up in the backfield? I'm going to say yes. Oh, shit, it's CD, right? You know what I mean? So, again, they're trying their dead level best, but what it always comes down to, because they have just such a super vanilla offense, the Cowboys do. I'm sorry, I'm just calling it like I see it, right? Yeah. What it comes down to, man, is the players coming through. That's what it comes down to. It comes down to those guys executing. That CD pass, where he intercepted it from the defender, boy, that out route or whatever, that was going to be picked off. CD intercepted it from the defender. Why? Because he's CD Lamb. He's cold.
That was great.
That's a great football player right there. CeeDee Lamb is a great, not good, great football player. So, of course, you don't want to let him beat you. He's so good, he can do it on shit like that. And so, well, shit, give it to him on jet sweep. Okay, man, just sparingly. All right, do it sparingly. It's like deviled eggs at Thanksgiving, right? I might eat one of them hoes. But after that, man, like if I'm going 2 and 3, it's freaking overkill. Okay? Like, deviled eggs, I'll have one. All right, shit, won't have another one for 12 months. You know what I'm saying, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and again, and that's what I wanted to throw the clip on was, you have CD and you have all these guys, you're doing things to get CD off. Okay, and so I know that you're certainly in favor of that. But yes, don't you see some of these plays, not only just that one, becoming quite predictable?
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. So this kind of laments me back to college. I remember we played, shout out to Dre P. Say, what up, fellas? Coming through to show support. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your families, man. Likewise, bro.
Likewise, my brother. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you tuning in, man. Hit that like button as well.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you. Yeah, man. So back when we played my junior year, we played Baylor. And listen, man, scout team is when your coach prepares you well, you see it coming 18 miles away when you have a predictable offense. So I remember we playing Baylor, and they were so better scouts.
Drew was there, right? Drew was there, right, Cliff? Drew was the coach at Baylor, right?
Yeah, Drew was there. I think he was.
Yeah, Drew. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, please. Yeah.
Yeah, he was early in his coaching career. So anyway, we run into play, and I remember one of my teammates, Chris Gaines, I'm gonna call him out on this. He was like, the dude was like, bro, ain't you supposed to be right here for the play? He's like, oh shit, my bad. The defender knew the play better than us. And that's when you're well prepared. So shout out to Coach Drew for having a team that prepared. So going back to the CeeDee Lamb thing, if me from my couch, for me, my nothing opinion, if I see the shit coming, what the hell do you think a well-prepared defense see coming? When you put him in motion, everybody knows what's about to happen. You're not putting him back there with empty time. Like, dude, now one thing I give the Beav a lot of credit was he would disguise things a lot. Now, maybe he just would disguise things too much, and it became too much of how can I put it, a herky-jerky, like too smart for your own britches kind of offense. Yeah. So now that, Mike McCarthy's more of a meat and potatoes guy, and then when he tries to disguise something, you haven't seen it all game long, so when he tries to disguise it, well, not disguise it, when he throws in motion, when he throws in a different wrinkle, you know what time it is. He's not going to think 2 steps ahead. So I'm getting tired of seeing this shit week after week after week. The jet sweep goes nowhere. You put CeeDee Lamb for the quick little screen pass, it goes nowhere. It's easy to scout.
Never, ever. Gain of 2.
Yeah, or -2. And see, you see the frustration building because it's like, no, come on, man. How my coach say, everybody in the gym know what you about to do. Right. Telegraphing it. Everybody in the gym know what you about to do. So same thing on the field. Everybody know what you're about to do. So I just wonder, the lack of creativity why is Mike not adapted? Because this is supposed to be his pitch. What 4 or 5 years ago is that he took the time off. He's learned the nuances of the game. He learned the play calling with the new school of football. Here we are, 5 years
while
old.
Eating pallets of nachos.
yeah, right.
While eating pallets of nachos, right?
Come on, man. It's the same shit. It's the same thing they got to run out of Green Bay. You know what I mean? Just predictable ass offense. So it's just like, I mean, at some point, I mean, listen, I like the Reed O'Donnell thing. Like, let him just smash mouth football, run the ball, or your release valve. I like that. I like we're starting to feed the tight ends. We like three tight ends deep. Everybody's getting that action. Now, let me say this one thing, too. Now, one thing I want more out of Cooper Rush, he got to stop throwing behind receivers. He's doing that a lot when he's going upfield.
Oh, my God.
He's doing it a lot.
That and I want you to please finish cooking. That and, because I want to ask both of y'all, even those y'all in the chat, man, is it just me, or do y'all hold y'all's breath when Cooper Rush throws one deep like you did when Jason Garrett? But is that not the most P for K looking shit ever? When we play football and the P for K, you just do that bitch just to get it there?
Because he waits. He holds it so long when he throws deep.
Yes.
Oh my God.
You don't see a Josh Allen, the guys with the big arm, or my man, I call him Highland Park, my man out in with the Rams.
Stafford.
Yeah, Stafford. Just don't see like just the snap, even on the long balls. It's just like the easiest motion, and the ball, and it's a laser. Yeah. Man, you see this wind up and it's dropped down to the hip, and just lost that bitch. Just like, oh shit!
He does the get set thing with 2 feet. Right. Yeah, he throws his feet back and gets set, and then
so it's
pushes forward. Like,
right,
Jesus, dude.
Okay, I'm not.
Like, it takes a whole second.
Please finish, Clip. I just want to throw that.
So that's a great point. So when I watch a dude, like, I mean, this is kind of child's play to compare, but when Pat Mahomes, when he rips it deep, you're like, oh shit, what the hell did he see? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When Cooper Rush rips it deep, it's just like, man, what the hell did he see?
but not only did the DB see it, the dude in row 36 saw it. The cat on that shirt, you know what I'm saying? The parking attendants highlights saw it. It's like, bro, you took forever to get this ball off. Surely it's going. JC, that play we said CeeDee Lamb intercept, man, that was the most multiple choice interception looking throw. I like it. It was three
dudes.
All you see is a pile of people every time we got it.
Pick the one in the middle every time. Pick the one in the middle, and then CeeDee Lamb comes out of nowhere. I was like, what in the hell? So, yeah, man, I'm glad I'm not tripping. I'm glad I'm not tripping.
Every time I hold my breath. Every time that camera pans over and you look at what's going on the field, it's a pile of niggas. Every time, I'm just like, dog, what are you looking at?
You just hold it like, please.
Like CD gets murdered. Right, like CD, they run a screen to CD and he gets murdered. And like, as CD's such a bad cat. He's like, we always say he's sneaky strong, right? Like, he's fighting for yards and shit. Gain of 1.5, right? 78 dudes are hammering him because they know the screen shit never works. Never. Right? It's like, I'm always like, look at me, my offense. I have smoke routes. I run shoot screens. Yeah, for a gain of 1, right? You know what I'm saying? And your prized best offensive player is getting dove on head first into his spleen and shit by linebackers, right? I mean, God, yes. I mean, it's you are so right. It's hold your breath moments. Yeah. Right? It's like,
that's my stance. When he go, now I see the right going.
I'm like,
shout out to my man Damon Brown, my boy Lake Charles. Yeah, dog, multiple choice, bro. That's what that shit looked like.
There was 3 dudes. 3 dudes, and you're looking at it, right? And CD's not even in the picture, right? You see these 3 burgundy cats, right? And CD's not in the picture, and all of a sudden she said, "Oh shit!" And that was because that wasn't a drawn up route. That was not. That's CD being a genius. All right, that's what he's listen.
Yeah,
he had some struggles. He's a baller, man. He had some struggles, but he's a baller.
I like to make basketball references with especially skill positions. CeeDee Lamb is a dude who you adapt to a person who can't throw alley-oops for shit. So when you play and you're a leaper, some dudes just put it right there. It's just beautiful. Like you catch me in stride, you hit me at that peak. Some dudes like to throw alley-oops and can't throw an alley-oop worth the damn. And you got to adjust to their horrible alley-oop. And I'm going to call it out. My best friend, Sammy Ville. He is the worst alley-oop thrower that ever lived.
Shout out to my man.
No, they're too quick. They're way away. But the thing is, okay, I know it's going to be quick. I know it's going to be away. So let me get ready to cradle that mug and just, Well, other dudes put it like in that pocket. It's just like right there. It's like, that's pitch and catch. So CD is that kind of guy. It's like, okay, Cooper Rush is inaccurate. I know how he throws a ball. Let me know I got to already adjust to this shit because he's not going to hit me, in stride, while I look like, top 10 play. I know I'm going to come back. I'm going to give you another reference. Your boy, in rest in peace, Demaryius Thomas.
Yes.
He would do that all the time with Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
Yep.
All the time with Tim Tebow.
Big boy.
Man.
Big dude.
So it's just some dudes got that skill set, man, where you can adjust to a poorly thrown or not so great thrown ball.
Yep.
Because you just know that's just how it's gonna come out. So it's either, hey, I'm a complain about you ain't hit me right, or all right, let me go and adjust to this shit. And shout out to CD for being that.
No doubt. I like
Dre. So your boy Cliff, he doesn't do the LaMelo through the leg. Throw him back alley-oop, son. He ain't got it like that.
Regular alley-oop, and I'll do the rest.
When you're out in front, you hear the guy say trailer, and you're just real cool with it.
Yeah, nah.
Leave it for him, right? You didn't get none of that.
Nah, I ain't like that. Just hey, turn around, look at me, boop it right there. We ain't gotta make magic. Like my coach used to say, you ain't gotta make magic. You ain't gotta make magic, damn it. Ain't none of y'all pros, but yeah. So
lucky for him, you're 6'11", right? Lucky for him, you're 6'11", right?
I was 6'7", but
okay.
It'd be easier.
Well, 6'11 looks better in the program, Cliff. 6'11 looks better in the program.
Fair enough. It's like when you move up on when you JV move to varsity, you put any kind of height on the little booklet. When you're playing the playoffs, you put any kind of
booklet.
Yeah, the height just
I was 6'2".
There you go.
Oh my God, I was 6'2" at Richland College. I was 6'2" at Richland College, and the Miami scout said, "You're barely 6 feet tall." I said, "I know, man. I love that little book." That little book says I'm 6'2".
Shout out to Richland, man. I went to Mountain View College, man. Shout out to the DCCD.
There you go.
District.
Hey, Mountain View, just like everybody else, waxed us.
Man,
the Ducks.
Yeah, we got waxed by Mountain View. But yeah, man, good shit, good stuff.
Yeah, man.
I like Brown. On the second. Who's the number 2 wide receiver right now? That question is whoever happens to be called on the play at that time.
The answer is
yes.
Right.
There is no number 2.
It's all of the above.
Shit, it's spawn forward. It's spawn forward.
And theoretically, coming into the season, it was Brandon Cooks. Since he went down, it was literally E, all of the above. Another multiple choice thing. Shout out to my boy Lake Charles. It's it's whoever is available to make the play. He didn't have, because of the injury situation with this team, you just really didn't have that definitive number 2 guy. I think to JC's earlier really, really solid point about what you're looking at from an audition standpoint is, this team, for the first time in several years, which heightens the disappointment of not getting it done in the 12 and 5 years prior to, especially last year when you're a 2 seed and you didn't even get to the NFC Championship game. One of those reasons you got to that, not only the talent, but you really were pretty fortunate with injuries. This year, you have the holdout, and now you've been hit really hard with frontline guys that are injured, right? That the whole thing caves on you. But what it's given, to JC's point, an opportunity for this team going to next year is you're going to find out, what guys you want to keep around. I love the falling down reference. It's great when you're standing up and catching the ball, but, if, 2 of every 5 plays when you're running the route, if you're a receiver and you're doing this, you got to go. You can't stay on your feet for whatever reason. You got to go. So we're getting to see, what some guys can do because they're getting these reps, they're getting this opportunity, they're getting that exposure, and I think that's one of the things. If we're looking into 2025, that's going to need to be addressed is the depth, like the real depth at the receiver position. Because when we know what it is, we know what it is at wide receiver 1. We've got one of the best in the league, but it's a real question mark. Brandon Cooks' contract is coming up. He's an older player, and then you got a bunch of guys named Al after that. As the receiver position, I think tight end they're smoking at the tight end, but the wide receiver. So that's why I want to highlight Dre's question there, because that's actually a question not only for right now, like at 3:30, but it's also a really good question going into the offseason is who's wide receiver 2, who are wide receivers 3 and 4? Because in these offenses, as we well know, you got to have you need 3 dogs for sure. But with these sets being what they are, as wide open as the game is, you like for that room to be more defined for the Cowboys than what it is.
Good stuff. Man.
That's
Absolutely,
right. You have guys that you have guys that I'm just sorry. You have guys that you put in that position, and they're number 2 receiver in name only.
Correct.
Okay, they're not real number 2s. You're gonna fill your depth chart out, obviously, right? But yes, you do need to get that situation figured out. And before I throw it to clip, Travis Hunter.
Hey,
Travis Hunter.
He's still my heart.
There you go.
Can we recreate the Amari Cooper, CD Lamb magic? Can we do that? Good Lord. And shout out to the 90s Cowboys, because there he is. Shout out to the 90s Cowboys, man.
There he is.
As I think back, the very effective number 2 who proved he was a number 2 and only a number 2 after he got his free agent deal, Alvin Harper. We need a, you know what I mean? He was the consummate number 2 to the 88 of yesteryear. So I love the question.
They were so much they were so much like Swan and Stallworth, right? Yes. Like Harper did the high flying stuff, and Irvin was the Stallworth guy that catches 80, 90 balls a year. Yep. It was an incredible tandem. Incredible.
Y'all man.
Jinkos.
I know we'll be talking foreign right now.
Right.
Jinkos.
Only a rapper to the position. Only a rapper. But I love the affiliate pack. That's a straight no chaser staple, by the way.
It is. And your man went straight from getting his ears lowered at the barbershop to the game.
Right.
Like game day, man. I'm gonna stop by. I'm gonna get my fade.
I gotta give Rich credit.
That fade is fresh. That fade happened minutes before the photo. Minutes before the photo, that fade
got blood on the edge.
And had his Jinkos all pressed up.
I gotta give Rich credit, man. Rich coined the term the affiliates.
Yes, he did.
So, these are the affiliates. Rest in peace to Rich, man. For those who try to love Rich, Dallas Cowboy fans with this, no, this is a whole different breed of Cowboy fans. We do not own them. We do not claim them. That's a whole different breed right there.
And that was a Richard Walker staple.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The big man.
The affiliate. Shout out to my man.
Yes, sir. Those are not real Cowboy fans. Those are affiliates. All right, so to round out the show, because I got to go put that bird in the oven. Well, in the fryer, rather. So I've been brining. So I'm going to tell you about my turkey process. We can talk a little bit about Thanksgiving since, it is Thanksgiving last time I checked. Thank y'all for hitting the like button. Y'all doing y'all thing on the like button. Those on Twitter, thank y'all for joining in like y'all do every week. So for my Thanksgiving thing, I've been doing, so it's my first time doing turkey. So I brine the turkey for 48 hours.
Okay.
And it's nice, it gets it juicy, and I inject it for a day. And today I'm actually going to put it in that fry. It's my first time cooking a turkey. So
there you go.
Yes.
Yeah. So I went
will there be a Frank's review next week on how to turkey?
Yes. I'm taking pictures of
the first time.
Yes. So I bought this little master built fryer. So man, I'm prepared. I'm ready to go. So yeah, we're gonna see how it turned out, man, because I only got the whole Thanksgiving. So my girl's family is where we're going today. I only got the whole living room full of people to critique my turkey. So
there you go.
No pressure.
No pressure. Yeah, no pressure. I mean, so look, that's up to the line with no time.
Yeah.
Down 1, 2 shots. What we talking about? I love it.
Yeah, man. So that's what's going on in my world for Thanksgiving, man. Also, my potato salad, which I know I do. So shout out to my mom for that recipe that my girl's family likes a lot. So I'll be doing both of those things. That'd be my contribution.
Yeah, potato salad, right? You halfway down the lane anyway.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you good.
So any other Thanksgiving tidbits we got before we do the score predictions, gentlemen?
Man, it'll be the typical multi-door smorgasbord for me.
Okay.
My daughter is throwing down. My daughter recently had a baby. Couldn't wait to get in the kitchen.
Okay.
Cooking all night. So and daughter got skills. So there will be plates acquired from that joint. There will be plates acquired from my brother Mike's, and then we're all spending because today. Shout out to my mom on Thanksgiving Day. Today is my mom's 81st birthday.
Oh man, birthday moms.
So straight no chase. Shout out.
You dear mama. You dear mama.
And she's had a bit of a tough year with some health concerns, but hey, like my man said, 2 feet in a heartbeat, and we're certainly thankful for that. So we're gonna end the day crowded around my mom's enjoying Thanksgiving, and shouting happy birthday and doing it like that.
There it is.
Happy birthday.
Appreciate
mama.
that, man.
Yes, sir. JC, what you got?
Same with me, fellas. I, talked my mom into just doing her traditional spaghetti and meatballs today. And I am super thrilled about it, right? Again, it's a lot of the food and stuff that we throw down on Thanksgiving Day. It's like the deviled egg shot, like, come on, man. Cranberry sauce. Who in their right mind has use for that? Right? I mean, it's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Stuffing is all right, man, but we're doing the pasta thing today. We're going to, watch the Cowboy game. I have so many great memories of watching Cowboy games with my parents. Like I can remember after they beat San Francisco in '92 to go to the Super Bowl, I called the house and my pop answered. I could just hear him smiling. I could just hear him with that big ass grin on his face, man. And that's what it's about, man. Like, we love him. I mean, another one was I went out to play some football, and it was 1980, and they were playing the Falcons. And the Falcons was just kind of kicking their ass. The Falcons had a great team that year, right? So I come back to our apartment, right? And as I'm coming up the steps, right, I hear screaming, right? I hear my mom and I hear my pop screaming, right? And the Cowboys were coming back on their ass. Those are always the things that are going to stick with me in terms of the memories, that I have, in terms of, what it's really about. It's really about being around your people, man. Whatever you want to eat, however you want to get down, it's about being around your people, man. It's about the Cowboys, man. It's a real American tradition, along with eminent domain, as I mentioned earlier. I'm sorry. Did you give a prediction?
Not yet. Coming up.
Yes, no?
No, not yet.
Okay.
All
right. I'm going to throw it to Cliff, wait for it to come back around to me. But, man, that's what Thanksgiving is about to me. Obviously, last night, the second biggest bar night of the year behind New Year's Eve. Don't forget that, right? Everybody was getting tossed, right? And then you roll out of the rack, and you go be around your people, man. You have some good food and watch the NFL and just cherish these times, cherish it.
Absolutely. All right, well, let me kick off the predictions, man. First, let me say I just hoping the Cowboys. See, it's just special on Thanksgiving Day. No matter what I think about the season, again, I want to tank for Travis. I don't want to lose in front of people sitting around the dinner table with my Cowboys jersey on. So, I'm gonna put my tank plans on hold. I'm gonna be optimistic. I got a 1-score touchdown lead. I'm sorry, win. Now, let me run it back. Drew Lock, I want to run down Drew Lock real quick. Now, Drew Lock is kind of a 5-year rookie. Out of sense that he never put together a full season. If you've been following Skip Bayless for any amount of time, he was his darling coming out of Missouri since 2019. He really hasn't amounted to anything. So from a career standpoint,
he's the kiss of death.
Yeah, exactly.
Your Skip's boy is the kiss of death.
That's actually pretty true. RG3, Tebow. Well, Baker's still holding on, but yeah, it's kind of not of a great endorsement when Skip loves you. So at any rate, he's only put up 5,200 yards his entire career, 28 touchdowns, 23 interceptions. Not horrible. Been sacked 40 times. QBR 50, 41, 28, 44, and 9 currently this year. So I don't expect a world-beating effort. Yeah, exactly. I don't expect a world-beating effort from a guy who's more or less a journeyman. But you know what? Listen, man, where there's opportunity, breeds performance. So Dallas got to build on last week. We'll see if that momentum carries over, but sometimes people, no pun intended, you tend to play with your food. So the team that you're supposed to be a lot better than, you may come out lethargic. You may come out thinking about next week. And guess what's going to happen? At the end of the day, it's 55 dudes over there who are professionals as well. So with that being said, I don't expect a blowout per se. I expect Cooper Rush to kind of manage the game like he's been doing. I expect our run game to get going. And so ultimately speaking, I think we may actually score 2 touchdowns today. Last week left me encouraged. So I got us 17-13 Dallas Football Cowboys. Now, you know what? I'm going to go 24-13 Dallas Football. So I know it's 2 scores. I kind of contradicted myself, but whatever. Genius doesn't have to have a metric. When it comes, goddammit. 23-14 Dallas Cowboys.
There we go.
24-13. There we go.
There you go. I like it. Man, I keep it short and sweet. I'm kind of right there with you, score-wise, and the reasoning behind it. I'm going to go – I was literally right there at where you are. I'm probably going to go the really odd score of 24-15. I think New York field goals the hell out of it. Probably moves the ball in spots enough to get them in position to do field goals. I think the difference in the game is Dallas will get 1 or 2 more touchdowns than them. And may make a play or 2 against, hopefully, a rook that's getting his first look or what have you. So, 24-15, very oddly scored. Dallas actually gets a consecutive win.
Okay. JC,
nice.
Bring us home.
Touchdowns. What's this touchdown thing you speak of? Oh, it counts 2 field goals, then you get to kick 1 after it. Maybe we should try scoring 1 just so we get an opportunity to kick. Field goals. I mean, seriously, man. I think that, yes, last week was a win. It was a good win. You still, unfortunately, even though style points don't count, you still see the holes and the stuff that happens. The McLaren play, that's just unconscionable. You just cannot. Okay. And yet they still managed to win. And I think that's, what you're going to see today. You're going to see just an offensively challenged Giants football team. I think the Giants are going to come out and they're going to be ready to play. You kick a grown man enough, man, he's going to bite your ass. I think they're going to be ready to play. However, again, man, Lock, I got to say, man, I'm not seeing it. 22-10 Cowboys, really kind of an ugly game, so to speak. But you're going to see that Giants, you'll see the Giants will come out, they'll be ready to play, they'll be laying the leather on and on and on. But after the repeated beatdown of 3 and outs, missed guys, turnovers, it's one that will be very close at halftime and on into the 4th quarter, and then it'll jump up to the proverbial double-digit win, as is the case so many times in these games when you're offensively challenged. But yeah, still, once again, go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys. Yeah, dog. Okay, well, there it is. And so I'm going to do this. And I don't have to ask nobody. It's going to be a consensus Lucky Whitehead Award winner of last week. That would be one Cavante Turpin with that.
No doubt. 100%.
Move. Yeah. I'm sure I won't get any protest on the panel.
None. 0. Okay. That spin move, 100%. That's one of the top 5 plays I've seen in Cowboys. It really is. I had to think about that one. That shit was crazy. That run, I know you guys touched on it earlier, man, but I literally when he put his 3rd step down after the spin, I was yelling right then. He was gone. I was like, bro, because he is a different dude speed wise. So yeah, 100%. consensus on Cavante.
Like I had to before we end the show, I had to give Cavante Turpin his flowers, man, for the lucky Whitehead. Yes, sir. Hell of a performance, sir. All right, gentlemen. Good show.
I think that might be the new strategy, right? Nobody runs kickoffs backs for touchdowns anymore. Just fumble the shit back to your one. Let the coverage get down. Let them overrun it and score. Nobody runs kickoffs back anymore. You're looking at it, you're like, oh, God, what's this, right? And then all of a sudden, like their pursuit, because it took a little bit longer, was further down the field, right? You know, they're like around the 10 or whatever, right? He put the dent to him with that spin move, and it was to his own 20, and he's gone.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, DB, third step, peace, and I'm out. Yes, I will second that. KT.
There you go.
KT for sure.
There you go, man. So, a great show, guys. Better than last week, a little worse than next week. So, go Cowboys, and thank y'all for tuning in. Straight Next Podcast, baby.
We doing water today.
Go Cowboys.
All right.
Water it up, baby. All right, man. See y'all next week. Peace.
Next week. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.